Hey guys, I'm CAMPO from CAMPO Reviews
I'm
on
Chris
Instagram.
from Flick You. Go flick yourselves. Today we're doing Jurassic Park franchise. You ready?
Okay, so we'll just jump right into it. I know Chris looks a little taller than me. I look a little shorter. My stool is
Good.
clearly. Oh, there you go. He's gonna drop down to my level.
Now we're
All
on
right,
the same level.
getting to we're already a little
No,
juiced, so
no,
you
we're
can see we
equals.
brought our mascots with us,
We got-
Dr. Ian Malcolm and Dennis Nedry.
Got our Funkos with us because we're the funky bunch.
Okay, so let's just jump right into this. So Jurassic Park 1. This isn't obviously because the new movie came out. It's a little late, but we don't care. We love movies.
You know
Just
what
what
I'm
we
saying?
do.
This is what we do on the regular, man. This is our
So,
pastime. So this is what we did.
we'll jump right into the part 1. Can you give me like a second here?
Yeah, I can give you a second.
Jurassic Park 1. Honest to God, a fucking classic. One of Steven Spielberg's top movies for sure. And obviously not the introduction to blockbusters because we've had it, but this is like
Didn't have blockbusters.
in the 90s you hit it hard right off the bat early with this and Terminator 2. So
I guess you never knew if your franchise was gonna like take off,
yeah,
right?
of
So
course you
like,
don't.
You know.
so Jurassic Park 1, obviously a classic. You want to just jump in? I see you got a lot of notes. He's got notes.
Yeah, I brought notes this time, guys. I came freaking prepared.
This is the first time. I always come with notes. He never comes with notes, and now he came with notes and I came with no
I
notes.
brought a book.
All right, so let's go. Jump right
All
into
right, so
it.
Jurassic Park, 1993.
Give them our synopsis.
All right, the first installment in the extremely successful movie franchise. It's an instant classic. Like, you know, it opened our minds to the thought of what it would be like to actually walk among dinosaurs. We get introduced to the vision that John Hammond had, trying to make into reality of genetically manufacturing living dinosaurs for a live safari-style theme park. I love this film because it's not only the first in the series, so like nostalgia really hits home here. Like you really, brings back the memories, especially from the 90s. Really gets when I watch it, but the original cast, including Jeff Goldblum, do a really good job at selling what Hammond never wanted to hear in the first place, which was that playing God can never have a good outcome. Cue T-Rex smashing through the pavilion.
You know what's funny? Jeff Goldblum's character is the constant contradiction of what John Hammond's idea was.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what I'm saying. Like the whole time, John Hammond brings like Alan Grant and that the other lady that he's with or all the time to like come and like corroborate and like have his back, and then Jeff Goldblum ends up getting everybody on his side of like, you're playing God here. This is always going to be a bad idea.
Let me jump that. So John Hammond is the guy who wants to play God.
Yeah. The old white dude with the beard.
Yeah. So John Hammond wants to play God, and Alan Grant and what's the girl's name? Oh my God! How did I just forget that? Oh my God! I feel so stupid.
We're terrible movie people sometimes.
I feel so stupid for reading that. But good thing I have this open. But anyways, Ellie. Okay, by Laura Dern. Yeah, I should have known that. But they are there as like the knowledge. So when you see a dinosaur, it's kind of funny because it's clearly placed by Spielberg to do this, right? They're the scientists or archaeologists, whatever, paleontologists. So their job is to, every time there's a dinosaur, explain to you what this dinosaur is there for. And John Hammond is there to act as like the voice of God. That's like, I want to build like the voice of corporation.
Exactly.
Okay, and Dr. Ian Malcolm, who's Jeff Goldblum's character, is there to constantly contradict everything he does scientifically.
Which is like, even in the movie, is like his job. He's like a debunker, kind of.
It's weird because even though Sam Neill and Laura Dern's characters, Dr. Grant and Ellie, they're there, even though they're scientists as well, and they know this is all baloney beluga, they're there more to just explain to you kind of what's happening. And whereas Jeff Goldblum's character is there to not help them describe, but to constantly debunk, which is funny. And so you want to keep going? Go ahead.
Definitely. Well, I mean, that's what I got for the first one.
Okay, so clearly the first one's a classic. We see all the stuff, the CGI, like outside of what James Cameron did with Terminator 2, this was the best CGI at the time, because I got to give it to them, and just a shout out to James Cameron on Terminator 2, because I remember I bought the first ever special edition DVD that came out when DVDs were first becoming popular. I got my first DVD player. It was one of the first movies. It was that Super Troopers and Super Troopers Showtime with Robert De Niro and Eddie Murphy.
Never saw it.
Oh, you should check it out. It's
Definitely.
not bad. Terminator 2 and something else that I don't remember. I think Rush Hour maybe, but and it says right on the DVD, your DVD player / TV may not be capable of handling the quality of the graphics. Like it would lag sometimes, not all the time, but like once in a while you would throw it on and it would like lag through the CGI, and like the CGI, the amount of CGI you get in Jurassic Park is so insane, and it revolutionized forever the way that CGI would be used, right?
That's crazy. And then now you can literally turn on your phone and watch a fucking YouTube GIF or an Instagram GIF with way better CGI.
A couple things I just want to get through in the first one. I'm simply saying life finds a way. One of the most memorable lines, Jeff Goldblum, like he was already a decently big actor. Obviously, he had The Fly and other stuff. And after he did obviously other big stuff, I'm not saying this is the movie that blew him up, but this is the movie that made him more of a household name than he ever was. So you get all that, and I sound like him keep umming right now.
Plus the sex appeal.
So I just want to point this out. This is something you don't know. Easter eggs that I wrote down, okay?
Ooh.
And I've known this from day one, but it's funny because I saw it recently pop up, and it reminded me. Dennis Nedry, right there, yellow coat, okay? Steven Spielberg was the producer for The Goonies. I think he also helped write it with Chris Columbus, and then Richard Donner directed it from Superman fame, okay? Great director, by the way. Superman 2, the Richard Donner cut, amazing. Watch it if you haven't seen it. But, okay, so they throw in so many Easter eggs to Goonies here. In the beginning, when you see Dennis Nedry, he's wearing a floral shirt, the same at the beginning when he's like, hey, whatever, the guy's here. No, see, nobody cares. He's wearing a floral shirt, and that is the same shirt that Chunk is wearing at the beginning of Goonies. Okay?
That is amazing.
Midway through the film, he's wearing a gray jacket. It's the same gray jacket that Mouth / Corey Feldman wears in that scene. And at the end of the movie, when he's running around in the yellow jacket, which is the one that he's wearing in that Funko, he is wearing the same raincoat that Mikey wears when they go when they're on the hunt on the Goonies, and that's when he gets killed by the Dilophosaurus, or I'm pretty sure that's what that is.
Yeah.
I'd also like to just point out
what good fucking Easter eggs.
What a good movie. Period. Honestly, Samuel L. Jackson loses the arm. The Raptors, like this is what made the Raptors like legendary. I just need to point that out. Like Raptors became after this like the most important. Like the T-Rex is so big in this movie, but it's funny because the Raptors steal the show, and forever after
literally like they are like they're the unsung stars of this entire franchise. And it's funny because
dinosaurs are more Raptors are more on the bird side. Toronto Raptors, what's up? They're more on the bird side. And they definitely had feathers and stuff, which is weird because this movie never depicts that at all.
No, they make them more monsterish. They make them way bigger than an actual Velociraptor probably would have been. But still, like it's movie magic, right?
It's funny because as the movies progressed, a lot of the dinosaurs change in the way that the physics of dinosaurs changed when they found out new information about blah, 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 whatever. But it's funny that even 5 movies down the line, the Raptors still never gained feathers. You think that they would kind of change it to like
maybe a bit, but I think it would probably just fuck with people
anyways,
too much, you know?
So classic movie. I don't want to get too much into this because everyone's seen this. It's not a movie I could pick apart too hard. Like obviously there's a little things here and there. Like why did you bring the kids? You knew you brought everyone there on the weekend. You knew there was going to be a tropical storm to a park that wasn't ready to be seen with vicious animals, and they get loose.
It's testing stage, and you bring young children.
Just thank God Jeff Goldblum doesn't die. Spoilers.
Right.
So, anyways,
watch the movie.
At this point, everyone learned that they should never mess with dinosaurs again.
Yeah, and it's a good thing they don't.
Jurassic Park 2. Let's jump in. So, leading into JP2, The Lost World, I'd like to point out right away that in the movie, the first one, they talk to Jeff Goldblum's character, Dr. Ian Malcolm, who is the only reoccurring character of this film. Actually, you do see John Hammond at the beginning.
And Alan Grant comes back in the third, but we'll get to it.
I'll introduce this movie, but I just want to point this out. He says in the first movie that they're like, how many kids you have? He's like, I have 3 kids. Okay. In the second movie, you meet one of his kids, the daughter, who's part of it. And then they never mention the other 2 kids ever again for the rest of the franchise. So that is kind of like continuity errors. But anyway, second movie, they send Ian Malcolm back with like a crew of people to stop the second island that had the dinosaurs. I don't know if it's Isla Sorna or Isla Nublar.
Want me to read my thing?
Give me a sec here.
Okay.
Do you know if it's Isla Nublar or Isla Sorna?
It's Isla Sorna.
Yeah, so the first island is Isla Nublar, which they come back to, which is weird because it has an active volcano which comes back into play. But Isla Sorna, the second island, takes, I think it's in the second and third one is on Isla Sorna. Anyways, doesn't matter. He'll take it away and explain a little more.
Isla Sorna was like the Lost World was the sequel to Jurassic Park.
They had a second island.
Another one. Oh my god!
But nobody knew about it in the first one.
Because why?
Sequels. Because sequels.
Why you reveal all your secrets, right?
Because money.
Exactly. It's set on a different island that Hammond had populated by dinos as a backup research facility. This sequel was really good to me because it shows how far and how deep Hammond and his scientists were willing to go to see these creatures breathe life. Breathe life once more. But of course, as we've seen from other dino-infested isles, it just don't work. Mm-hmm. I like this movie because it's centered more on the aspect of the bad guys trying to get more rich, while it's brought up as a research and study mission. The protagonist, starring Jay Goldblum, end up becoming more humanitarian, which they do. They try to, and like it's more like it's a sit back and study. And, and Goldblum doesn't even want to be there at all, and he ends up being like at the forefront of saving dinosaurs, which cool little change.
There's a little Easter egg between both of those first two that I'll bring up when we get to the new ones, but continue.
This one also gives you. This is my favorite part of the second one. Might have been why it was my favorite for so long, but I love it. When you get the whole Godzilla vibe when the T-Rex is taken to Manhattan, he starts terrorizing the city, and the best part about it is there's this freaking awesome Easter egg.
It's not Manhattan.
Where do they go?
Just keep going. I'll get into it.
Is LA?
I'll get into it.
Freaking messed up.
It's on the west side.
You freaking fucked me up right
now.
Anyway,
sorry.
The little Easter egg, like the whole Godzilla aspect, and you have that classic scene with like the 5 Japanese businessmen running away, screaming and pointing.
They did that on purpose,
obviously, yeah. It's the whole,
Yeah, so keep going. You got anything else there?
No, that was about
it. Coming in on that, there's a lot of people hate this movie, and as a critic, I can tear this movie apart limb by limb, critically. But as a young kid who saw this and nostalgia kicking in and loving the first movie so much, I gotta be honest with you, this movie's not bad. Like, I won't say it's great, but it's honestly not bad. Like, it's an enjoyable watch. It has so much to give, and like the part where they get loose, close, but it has so much to give, and seeing the dinosaur let loose in the city was a whole new aspect, which, like I said, there's things I want to touch on when we get back to the newer ones, but we'll keep it going for that. But first of all, it's San Diego, and they want to build the park, so they bring the dinosaurs. I just want to shout out that Vince Vaughn. It's funny because Vince Vaughn sucks, but is also like one of the better parts of this movie. Okay, the daughter doing gymnastics when she kicks the raptor in the face, that's awesome.
And yeah, I love it because like this little like maybe 60-pound girl launches a fucking 300-pound animal through a window.
That's way more than that for sure.
That's the best. Oh my God.
I got to give you sequel power on this because it was like Jurassic Park 1 was such a classic. Did it require a sequel? Absolutely not. But the sequels that came after, you know what? It's a fun time. It's enjoyable to get because we don't have any other dinosaur movies. Like, we're going to talk about it later, but
not ones that really
especially work. Not. This is the only one that works. Period. And it's even when it doesn't work, it still works better. So, Lost World, you have a good time. You enjoy this. There's so many little Easter eggs. The acting is good, but it's nothing special. Jeff Goldblum's obviously
really
Jeff Goldblum.
He just steals the show for me.
But Jeff Goldblum is the best at playing Jeff Goldblum, and that's what he does. So, you have what the hell's her name?
Oh, her I always forget.
How is this possible? Anyways, but you have
I'm brain farting today, bro.
You have a lot of a goodness in this movie, and the thing is, it completely changed the way that we would look at it, right? Because Julianne Moore. Anyways. So it completely changed the way we would look at sequels because it kind of didn't do like the T2 where it continued the story. Like, it did continue the story here, but it kind of also...
It veered off a bit.
It did veer off, and it also used like the Hangover theory where it kind of redid a lot. It retreaded it. Like, the raptor scenes, there's a lot of scenes here that were just put in just for you to see. Like, we didn't need raptors, but they gave you raptors because people loved raptors.
That was one of the biggest hits of the first one.
So whatever, they're trying to help the baby T-Rex. San Diego, it gets loose. Sorry, guys, I'm just trying to move my notes. But anyways, poor San Diegans that had to deal with this.
San Diegonites?
All I'd like to say at the end of this one is, well, we have to give our rating, but...
We can do that at the end.
You want to just shout out the ratings? Okay, so we didn't do the first one. The first one for me is an 8.75, and I know that sounds high, but it's not like a classic 8.75 movie where the movie's so amazing that it deserves that, but it's so classic in what it does and changed the game forever for everything. The CGI, the dinosaurs. Like, when did you have a dinosaur movie that works other than Jurassic Park? Like, obviously, you guys let us know in the comments, but it's 8.75 for me. What about for you?
I gave it a 7 out of 10.
Okay, so I could deal with that. I'm not upset about this. So the second movie, for you, what did you give the second one?
7.5.
Okay, so you like the second one more.
Yeah, I do.
For me, the second one is a really good sequel. It's clearly not as good as the first for me, but I give it a 6.75, and don't take that in a bad way. That's still like a totally watchable, good movie.
Definitely.
And in the end, San Diego gets destroyed by a dinosaur, and all I would like to say is stay classy, San Diego.
Oh, one little thing I gotta add though. I love in the second one in the Lost World how like the big badass hunter guy that they hired.
Yeah. It's so Jumanji.
It's so Jumanji, but like you notice how like in every single Jurassic Park, the D-bag hunter that wants to exploit the dinosaurs or get his freaking trophy or whatever.
But this has become a recurring theme.
He doesn't die.
That's a recurring theme.
Really?
He doesn't die?
He doesn't die.
Oh, I thought...
That's what I mean. That's what I'm saying. It's a recurring theme that they all get their comeuppance.
Honestly, I thought when he was all like, she's a good gal.
Yeah.
I thought like, yeah, you know, like...
Nice. He doesn't get her.
Anyway, stay classy, San Diego. And after this movie, everyone learned not to mess with the dinosaurs again.
Never again.
Cue Jurassic Park 3. So, before we give any description of this movie, I would just like to point out whether this is the worst or the best to anyone. To me, it's probably the lowest. But there's one moment here that Screen Junkies, shout out, always will bring you, especially in their honest trailers. The goddamn raptor on the airplane. Alan?
Oh my god.
That is, remember how I've posted this in our Instagram group that we have so many times, and I laugh every time.
It's the best scene in the whole movie.
It might be the most unintentionally funny scene ever in cinema.
It's supposed to freak him out, and he wakes up from this nightmare. But like, every time I see it, can you at
least agree with me that if it's not the most, it's easily top 10 most unintentionally funny moments? Like up there with Titanic when the guy hits his head and flips around off the propeller, and like everybody laughed in the theater, and everyone's like,
it's supposed to be so dramatic.
Quick side note, James Cameron shout out. I got.
J-Cams.
I saw Titanic twice in theaters, not because I wanted to, but I was young and family and friends brought me. So the first time I went with a couple buddies to watch it. Stupid choice because I still don't think that movie's as good as everyone says it is. But we laughed so hard to the point, and you have to remember this movie made a shitload of money. So even like weeks later, it was still packed. We laughed so hard, not just at that, but so many scenes that are so unintentionally funny that they asked us to leave the theater. So I went back again with my parents and like their friends at some point, and to watch the rest of it. Not really because I wanted to, but because they wanted to go watch it, and it's your parents, you're kind of stuck and you have to watch it.
I have to finish a movie.
So I knew better than to laugh, but I hadn't seen the propeller scene yet, and when that happened, I laughed again. Like, you're talking about like a 12-year-old kid here, and I was dying at like a sad moment. Like, people are crying, and I'm okay. Anyways, we're way off topic, but so Jurassic Park 3, give us your.
Okay, I want to start off.
Let me
start this one off. Okay. I want to start this one off by saying a lot of people really hated on it, even though JP3 probably wasn't totally necessary in the franchise, but it's still very entertaining nonetheless, to me anyway. We get reintroduced to Dr. Alan Grant again, and more importantly, his research and studies on the velociraptors. That's why to me, this movie is important, because like we said, the velociraptors are like really.
Did you watch this recently?
I did. I rewatched it.
So quick thing. Is he now married to Ellie? I don't remember.
No. They split up.
They split up, but they have a kid, right?
No, they don't.
But the kid is her new husband's.
Exactly.
Okay. Sorry, guys.
So like I said, like not a lot of people liked it, and it probably did need to happen. But like what I liked about this movie and what I got from it the most was the new knowledge we gained from the velociraptors and how they're so smart, so cunning, so like team orient. Like they're a big part of the franchise, a huge part.
It made me love Raptors even more.
It does.
Like I already
learn
did.
A whole new thing about it. So we get reintroduced to them. And we get this pivotal moment in all the JP films, especially going forward from this film. We see how smart the animals really are. And also, we see how much the dinos thrive without human interaction, which is what it ends up coming down to at the end. Even John Hammond says it. The premise of this movie is an island tour turned rescue op turned sour when Dr. Grant and the faux rich couple that hired him get stranded as well and must survive. The twist here being it's not just T-Rex and friends to worry about. There's a big duck-billed Spinosaurus thing.
What's it called?
It's a Spinosaurus.
Is it? The new T-Rex.
Yeah, he proves to be a big game changer, but then again, not really. It's just the same thing.
In typical Jurassic Park fashion, when shit hits the fan, the villain from the first two movies. This is what's funny. Also, before I get into this, I'd like to just quickly go back to the second movie.
Oh God,
when it starts, how the fuck did that family think it was a good idea to just go like have a picnic on a random island? Their daughter got ate by dinosaurs. Now we're gonna do this. Sorry, I'm digressing.
You're right.
Third movie. Now we're jumping ahead. Third movie. Dr. Alan Grant. I'll never go back to this island. Oh shit. Same thing as the second movie. Dr. Ian Malcolm. I will never go back to this island. I will give you money. Okay.
Even with Ian Malcolm, it's like, we brought your girlfriend there or whatever. It's like, okay, he's got like this kind of incentive to be a chivalrous hero. With Dr. Alan Grant, it was like, oh, nothing on God's green earth will ever get me there. Please, our kid is missing, but we just want to take a tour of the island. We're not going to land. Get the fuck.
Let me jump in on that even more, and I get what you're saying because
so gullible.
Even though he didn't want to go back, there was incentive for him to go back to save his girlfriend. / the daughter ended up coming, so he got stuck.
Yeah.
Later on, it added more to it. Okay, Vince Vaughn. Third movie, camera guy turns out to be not the camera guy. Turns out to be a guy sent there, and he wants to steal raptor eggs or whatever he steals. Remember, Nick or
he wasn't even. He's not even a bad guy. He just got like. He got full of himself. He thought, like, I'm going to steal these freaking eggs, and, you know, it's going to help us with our research, yada, yada.
Okay,
and
but
it's
funny because you're right on that. And you, even as much as whatever happens, and he's kind of like the semi-bad guy because he's brought a lot of the problems on them. Just like when they saved the little baby dinosaur in the second one.
Yeah.
But at the same time, even though he's sort of the bad guy for bringing this to them, they give you sympathy towards him because he didn't know what he was doing was as wrong as he was. He was just trying to do what he thought was his job.
And he redeems himself.
Anyways, Alan Grant's like, I'm never going back. Oh, you're going to write me a check? Sure, I'll go. Doesn't even know how much money he's going to get. Doesn't even know if these people have money. Why wouldn't you background check this? This is something you promised yourself you would never do. First. You didn't get any money first. Oh shit, they don't have any money. You went to save the kid. Oh shit, kid's been alive on island for multiple weeks, maybe months.
Like 3 weeks.
Oh shit, he has T-Rex piss. How did he get the fucking T-Rex piss? I don't know. His exact answer, you don't want to know. Well, yes, I do want to know because how the fuck did you get the T-Rex piss? Did you stand under a pissing T-Rex? Because if a T-Rex pissed then walked away, the chances of you getting enough T-Rex piss to be useful would be very hard because it would either soak into plants, whatever. You might get a couple drops here and there. So did you spend weeks following this T-Rex around, picking up little drops so you had enough? No, you didn't. You must have stood right under that T-Rex dick and took a load in the face without the T-Rex noticing you. Yeah,
all over close
I don't want
up.
to. We're not going to get into this deep porn reference, but
bestiality.
The point.
It's bestiality, Randall.
Okay, Alan. This is the thing. This movie doesn't work on so many levels, but as much as it doesn't work, it's still strangely watchable. And I know you might have liked this better than me. You like a lot of things different than me, which is okay. It's obviously okay. But so anyways, blah, 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 shit happens. Different dinosaur.
What I get the most is just like that it ties in at least with the biology of the animals.
The raptors always have this underlying moment from beginning till end that even as bad as they are, and they're the most dangerous dinosaur. That's how they make you feel, even though there's a T-Rex.
They're the smartest.
Because they're so smart. But at the same time, they're never the villain or the hero. Okay? The T-Rex in the first two movies was clearly the villain.
Yep.
Okay? From movie 3, 4, 5, the T-Rex is constantly the hero. Spinosaurus comes. Who kills the Spinosaurus? T-Rex. Next movie. Oh, we're going to get killed by the dinosaur. Who comes? T-Rex. Third movie with T-Rex. Okay.
I mean, and at the end of pretty much at the end of every one, you get that classic scene where a T-Rex has his tail curled and he looks up and does the roar. Jurassic Park.
Okay, so
I'm 6.5 out of 10 on this one. Like, I love the Raptors thing, but it's not gonna.
I'm gonna go way lower. Yes, this movie does have watchability, but critically wise, I have to defeat this movie more than the first two for nostalgia purposes. This movie has no nostalgia with me. 5.5 out of 10. Yes, it's watchable, and it's probably realistically a lower rating than that, but it's a trash bag. Anyways, at this point, people finally realized to stop messing with dinosaurs.
Finally.
Oh no, Jurassic World. Thank you, Star-Lord.
Yo. Yeah, I got
Wait, let me intro this one. So in this movie, Jurassic Park has finally been realized. It's actually a real park now. It's become a theme park. Shit's happening. All I'm saying, high heels and the perfect dinosaur.
Okay,
go ahead.
So Jurassic World is the JP franchise reboot starring Jurassic Star-Lord, Chris Pratt. Look at the
Jurassic Star-Lord.
We coincidentally wore the same kind of shirt.
Yeah, listen, we both wore
joke.
Pulp Fiction shirts on the one day when we don't do a Quentin Tarantino episode. This is Reservoir Dogs. I didn't mean that. I meant Quentin Tarantino t-shirts. I should be punished for being a movie critic. And
it's okay, man. We've had a lot of brain.
CAMPO.reviews. Instagram.
Anyway. Once again, bad dudes are doing things genetically that they shouldn't be, starting with creating a hybrid super predator called the Indominus Rex.
Indominus, stupid.
Which can literally turn invisible like Predator and also talk to raptors. So that's pretty fucking ballsy. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I like Predator. The reality being its creation to be a militarized weapon, but the creature escapes, causing the resort and theme park to be shut down, but not before all the dinos get out and start causing havoc on the tourists and park goers. My favorite part of this film of this is Chris Pratt's character Owen, who has been training a small group of raptors to listen and obey in a pack-like group, with Pratt being the alpha. The aspect of controlling predators is really cool, but it's also the relationship and trust built that makes it an incredible moment of the movie and totally changing how we've looked at the raptors since the first three films. They've been like in The Walking Dead, like they've been environment. They're not the main antagonist, but they're there. They're always lurking. You never know when they're gonna pop up and stir shit up.
They're here. They're dinosaurs. Get used to it.
Here in this one is when you finally they're on our side more. Like they're still very they're touchy feely, but it's like you're starting to get this idea like okay, like maybe the raptors are smart enough now. We can use them, to help us against the dumber fucking dinosaurs that aren't cool enough.
It's just like real life. That time when you found a baby tiger and you train it to be your friend, but
you don't remember? Like
all animals, I'm not saying no, you cannot train a tiger to be
your friend
to listen to you, right? But like Mike Tyson wise, okay? Like this is a stupid example, but let's say you have a baby tiger. You've trained it your whole life. It knows that you're the leader of the pack, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, the tiger listens to you, but you bring other people into that tiger's area of dominance. Once the tiger's in attack mode, you cannot stop it. Okay,
there's no pack.
So now we're talking about prehistoric creatures that, as smart as they are, they're not dolphins or even. They might be smart in the sense, okay, we don't know this because this is not real.
No, obviously. But I'm saying, what I was going to say is, in the movie, even in the previous movie, Dr. Alan Grant, one of the main protagonists was. His whole shtick was that these things were so smart that had the extinction not wiped them out, they'd have been the dominant
This is my point where I'm coming to.
Universe.
This is my point where I'm coming to with this, okay? You might be able to train them. Obviously, I think it would be impossible. But as we evolved, every animal, every person, you gain the power of brain, okay? So, but you understand what I'm saying? Like, brain expands, monkeys, gorillas. Okay, dolphins are super smart, gorillas are super smart, humans are super smart. I get it. Okay, they even say dolphins / certain types of gorillas may be equally or smarter than humans. Okay, so I can understand that. Sure, the raptors can communicate together. They're smart together in a pack like wolves. Okay, I'm not going to go and say wolves are smarter than humans. No, they're not. But as a group element, they understand how to communicate together and get tasks done. I'm not saying raptors can't do that, but at this point of evolution, I don't think they were smart enough to outsmart humans. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like
why,
if I set up a trap,
that's why he was trying
if
to
I set up
them.
a trap, how is a prehistoric animal that's never seen this trap going to know that this is a trap and avoid this trap? No, it's not going to fucking do that. Dolphins can avoid nets because they've evolved to the point where they know humans are setting nets. Let's not go into this net. These dinosaurs have never experienced humans. They're locked in captivity, like a lion. If you let a lion loose in a city, sure, it might fuck up a few people, but it's not going to be smart enough to know that I should not stand in front of this car. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's not smart enough to know that guns kill people.
It's not, they haven't been, I guess, yeah, you're right. They haven't been alive long enough.
Do you understand
in
where I'm
this
going
universe.
with this?
Yeah, no, you're right.
I love this. Okay, and if you want to see my notes on this movie, can you read just this one line here to them, what I said before? This is my notes for this movie.
Heels, perfect dinosaur.
Okay, this movie
Trash bag ending.
This movie requires no knowledge of me being a film critic or anything to know what it is. Do I hate this movie? No, it's actually better than the third one.
It's a lot more watchable than the third one, that's for sure.
This is my point here.
I loved it though. Anyway.
Okay, nostalgia-wise, yes, this movie blew me away, and I'll get to that in a second. But this is my problem with it. You built the dinosaur, the perfect dinosaur, what's it called? Indominus Rex, okay? Every time something happened, okay? Oh, it camouflaged. Oh, yeah, we put tree frog blood in it. Okay.
You got an answer for everything.
Then, it escaped. Yeah, we put ostrich blood in it so it could run fast. Oh, yeah, it jumped high. Oh, yeah, we put fucking LeBron James blood into it so it could jump high. You know what I mean? Oh, it bit that guy like a lion. Oh yeah, because we put lion blood in. Do you understand what I'm saying?
And then
like
eventually it starts talking to the raptors.
Everything that happens with it becomes so convenient that it's unrealistic. Like I'm not even an unfan, if that's an English word. I don't hate that this dinosaur exists in this world. The thing that I hate is that instead of telling us this dinosaur is capable of doing all these things, you waited till every moment when it needed something and then told us that's why it has that. Okay, first of all, it's hiding in the cage. Oh, you can't find it on the heat tracker. A dinosaur that big, even if it was able to change its blood heat level,
I think
I'm going too deep.
I think we're getting way too deep into it.
It's not possible. Okay?
It's definitely not. But you got to remember, movie magic and
this is the point.
Convoluted.
This is what
fucking
happens.
Crazy stories. That's just
let me guess this though.
That's just how we
Nonsense.
High heels.
I love Owen. Okay, we get absolutely no backstory of why he exists. How does he know how to do this? Even in the follow up to this, we don't know anything about him anymore than we know already. Why? No backstory, nothing. Okay, all we know is he's ex-military. Cool, that's fucking awesome. You brought kids to the park again, fucking stupid. But all of this builds up.
No one's ever learned.
All of this builds up to a moment. Okay, first of all, when the nanny gets killed and she gets picked up by the bird and the thing eats the bird. Okay, that's awesome. That dinosaur is awesome. That seal dolphin thing.
He becomes the fucking savior.
As much as I didn't have nostalgia with the third one. And I still don't have nostalgia with this, is why I would rate this a little bit lower than the second one, just because the only reason this is a better movie than the second one, but I would rate the second one slightly higher because this movie doesn't have nostalgia for me. But the thing that brought everything back was I had a childhood orgy moment where you showed me Indominus Rex attacking people. Boom, T-Rex comes. Boom. Okay, now T-Rex is hero all of a sudden, like I said, again. T-Rex fucking up Indominus Rex. Sorry, spoilers. Let's just say so T-Rex is fucking him up, but T-Rex is kind of slacking. Boom, what happens? Blue comes out of nowhere. Raptor. Boom, boom. We don't know if they're heroes or villains still. But
at this scene, they're definitely the heroes.
But you understand what I'm saying? But even when we get back to the next movie, it reinforces the fact that we don't know if they're heroes or villains again. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay, but so it was
well,
like it was childhood.
But then you can't even wait. But then you can't even get too upset because it agrees with what you were saying.
Yeah.
You can't fully trust these animals.
No, you can't. They're wild.
Exactly.
But let me just get to my point. Full on childhood brain nostalgia orgy moment. Not only did we see really cool new dinosaur, not that cool. Sorry, hashtag not that cool. But we got to see T-Rex and Raptor fuck this thing up, and I was like, boom, on board instantly.
It's true.
As soon as that happened,
as soon as that team up, that was like the best collab.
No,
2016.
You had me in this movie halfway. You lost me a little bit, and I was like, okay, this movie sucks. Then you could have just showed me that 10-minute scene of that fight at the end and not give me any of the. You could have made me pay $20 to go to the movies just to see that moment, and I would have been worth my $20.
Hey, let's
So wait,
go.
what's your rating on this?
Oh, I'm definitely giving this one an 8 out of 10. I'm going.
Oh wow,
what
that's
you say.
insane.
You know why?
Okay, I'll give it a 6.5, and then I'll let Chris explain why.
Because it's everything you hate about a movie.
Oh my god, he knows me so well.
All the holes.
Anyways,
All the holes are what like it just I love it. It
so
resonates in me.
can I say one thing? At this point, human race finally learned not to fuck with dinosaurs anymore.
I think we can finally agree on that.
We can agree. Oh wait, there's a sequel. All right, so we're here. Jurassic World 2. What the hell is it called? Fallen Kingdom.
Extinction.
No, it's called Fallen Kingdom. Jesus Christ, I didn't even know the name.
I swear it's
anyways, it's called Fallen Kingdom.
Extinct.
Anyways, from something I didn't say from the last one, I really liked Bryce Dallas Howard's character. I actually like. I'm not a huge fan of hers, but I liked her in that movie, and she's also very good looking, and I never noticed that for some reason. But anyways, has nothing to do with this. In this movie, we get a sequel. Boom. Similar. This is where I wanted to jump in from the first two. The first one was about a park. We got that. Okay.
Yeah.
A park that falls apart. Okay. Second one, all of a sudden, it's like, what was the word you used? To save animals.
Oh yeah, it was like a humanitarian
mission all of a sudden. Oh wow. Okay. So they go back to the island to save the animals before the volcano that's been there for 5 movies that we never knew about exploded. Why would you build it on an active volcano?
Because apparently it wasn't active until this time when it became not dormant anymore.
Do you have ligma?
Ligma balls.
All right. I also went to suck on.
Poke so much holes in the story because there's so many.
Okay, no, but let me ride this clean, okay? Because we're so different on this, and this is the point where we can argue, okay? Because you already told me that we're indifferent on this movie. So this movie falls so flat on its face for me that I don't even know what to say. Okay, so they go back to the island, whatever. Let me tell you something to help your argument. The first 35 to 40 minutes of this movie, maybe even all the way to halfway, when they're on the island, everything that leads up to that was amazing. I was like, holy crap, what am I in for? I'm so surprised. Like, I like Jurassic World. Like I said, Jurassic World was good, but it was nothing special. Okay? But this movie, I was like, whoa, what is everyone talking about? This movie's going to be fucking amazing. It's so awesome. Where's it going? I love it. 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 As soon as they get back to the house, this movie completely shit itself and fell on its face. It becomes so stupid, like so ridiculously stupid, that you literally followed the exact guidelines of Jurassic Park 2. Humanitarian mission, bring them back to the city.
Get tricked again.
I'm not going to spoil this one for anybody, like, because it's more newer, but the way this movie ends is so fucking bad that I was like, I'm out. I checked out completely.
They really dragged out the ending. I will guarantee agree with you on that. They dragged it the hell out, and I hate that.
What is this movie?
Once again, it's about a freaking genetically mutated dinosaur that never existed. Blah blah blah. But like, you know what? At the end of the day, they're trying to take the story in a little bit of a different direction.
Yeah, I get it.
And you know what I mean?
But
like,
they didn't. That's the thing, they tried, and that's what I'm saying.
Except, like, it's no spoiler alerts, except for the ending. Which I understand what you hated, but at the end, you gotta understand
the lead up.
They're opening it up for something way different, but almost at the same time, a ripoff of another franchise.
The lead up, the build up to this movie was great. I was so on board. You had me. I was locked in, and as soon as they went back to regular city, like land, like North America, okay? Yeah. Sorry, I lost myself there, but as soon as they get back to civilization, it becomes so stupid and convoluted and dumb. Yeah. And the one thing I'll give this movie, because I'm telling you right now, it's not the worst, it's the second worst to me over Jurassic Park 3. But the CGI and the acting in it is pretty good. Chris Pratt's really good. Bryce Dallas Howard's really good. But the rest of the cast is not good. The 2 people that go with them to the island suck. The 2 helpers. Oh, dude, the little girl sucks.
The freaking
John Hammond's friend. Hammond's friend that initiates it sucks.
Oh my god.
Like, spoiler alert, the girl's a clone. They learn how to clone humans. Like, it's all nonsense. I don't want to get too much into this movie because like, I reviewed it and stuff, and like, I'm over it already.
It's crazy because the build-up of all of this was for this movie.
Yeah.
And one thing we can agree on is it kind of flopped a little bit.
I would just like to point out that at the bottom of his notes, he wrote Jurassic World and then put the copyright symbol for some reason.
I didn't put the copyright symbol.
Okay, so, but anyways.
Carpal tunnel, man.
I'm not going to get too into this. I know you guys, like, we want to explain deeper, but I did not like this movie. Is it watchable? Yes, but is it good? No. It falls apart. you had an idea here and you ran with it and it was good, but it was totally at the end the vibe this movie gave me was Avengers Infinity War, where I watched like how we were talking about Harry Potter in the last one. You guys will see the Harry Potter episode soon, but at the end of Deathly Hallows 1, at the end of Avengers Infinity War, you find out you just watched 2 hours of a trailer for the next movie.
Pretty much.
And
it's pretty much all a build up to the next one.
And but when you read Trash Bag Ending here...
Keep our fingers crossed. I think this time they really learned not to mess with dinosaurs.
Cue Jurassic Park World 3.
Jurassic Park World 3.
Jurassic World Park 3. Okay, so anyways, what we'll rate this movie?
You know what? Maybe 6.7.
I give it a 5.7 out of 10. It's slightly better than the third one, but if they could only maintain that pace, they had a good idea here. Colin Trevorrow, who did Jurassic World, wrote this. They had a plan, but then when they brought in the new director, I don't remember his name off the top of my head, he completely kind of turned it on its head. The studio got involved. Stop making movies to make money and try to give me a good movie, because you've proved it that you can, and I'm done with it. The same note that you read here that says trash bag ending from the other one, I also put it there just to remember that the second one also is a trash bag ending.
And on that note, see you in the next episode.
Oh, no, wait, we forgot to rate them. Here we go. For me, Jurassic Park 1,
Let's
obviously.
cut that out, then.
Oh, we're going to keep that. We're running with it. Here's my list. Jurassic Park 1, Jurassic Park... Sorry, oh my gosh, I lost my English. Jurassic Park 1, Jurassic Park 2, The Lost World, Jurassic World, Jurassic World 2, Fallen Kingdom, and then Jurassic Park 3 is how I ranked them. Now you go ahead, sir.
So I've definitely got Jurassic World as my number 1. Jurassic Park number 2, for sure. Crazy enough, I think I like Jurassic Park 3 definitely more than the latest one, but it's definitely after Jurassic World, so if that makes any sense. It's second last. Extinction, Lost World, whatever.
Fallen Kingdom.
Fallen right on its fucking last
Listen,
leg.
guys.
That's the last of it, so close the book.
Thank you for watching this. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And flick you. Go flick yourself. You know, whatever you want. Press stop on it. Did it make it?
Where does it say how much is left?